Hello and welcome. This is a really important video. Do not skip this video. I have some really important things to share with you, okay? So I'm super excited to be part of your journey, super excited to be here to guide you to financial freedom and get you into an abundant lifestyle and away from scarcity. So the way that we're going to get there is number one, we're going to have a plan. We're going to have a goal. We're going to have a vision. It's not woo-woo. It's life. It's a direction we're going to head, and we're going to go full steam ahead. Once we get this goal correct, we're going to have a plan for every dollar. I want you to make sure in your mind that this money, this funding that we're going to get you is going to something that's going to create 1000x or a lot more return for you. Future, something that you own, a cash flowing asset, a business, or just doubling the bag, whatever you're really going to use this money for, but have a plan for every dollar. Okay. The worst thing that we could ever do is you use all the knowledge that I give you to get funding, and then you just spend it on stupid shit that just digs you into a hole. And that's what most Americans do. So we need to break that mindset and say, we're going to have a plan for every single dollar. We know what we want, and we're just going to go get it. The problem with most people is they set a goal, right? And then they start working towards the goal, and then they get distracted and they forget about it, or they don't follow through. And the problem is the success, the big outcome, usually takes longer than we want it to. Okay, that's just the fact of life. All right, I'm sorry for anything else anybody's ever fucking told you. Real success takes hard work, determination, consistency, discipline to get to. And we have to make it through the bell curve, right? So we have all this big energy at the beginning. We're super excited. Everything is, looking up, and then it slowly fades off. And the reason most people stay stuck, most people are never going to get ahead in life, is because they forget their goal. They forget their drive, and they just need to stick it out a little bit longer to get that success. Okay. And it's not your fault though. All right. Our memories only last so long. Our environments are always changing. Our emotions take us all over the place. But the fact is, you set a goal and you work at it, you will get there. You just have to stay on the path. That's all there is to it. The devil or something might distract you, but as long as you come back to the path and you're blazing a trail, you're going to get there. That's the truth, okay? And that is the biggest thing I want you to know. I am a living, breathing representation of hard work, tenacity, and just relentless pursuit of excellence and success. Okay, and I didn't get there easy. And in fact, I got there the hard way. I pretty much did everything wrong I could possibly ever do. I hit my head into every wall instead of just going around it, okay? And the only reason I kept going is because I'm just tenacious like a pit bull. Like, I'm going to get there. And I want that to be the same thing for you. And the second thing, though, is set better goals, okay? I know nobody wants to work hard. Grinding and burning the midnight oil isn't fun. But if your goal at the end of this is to create passive income, right? Your goal is to create a cash flowing business that you can take a step back and go live on the beach and sip pina coladas. That's a good goal. That's a better freaking goal than what most people are going to do, where they have, like, I have a lot of sales calls with people that got a job. They stay with that job. They're now 50 or 60 years old, and their retirement fund is non-existent. The Social Security isn't going to be very much money, and they're screwed. It's a lot better to take a risk now, set goals, achieve them, and become the best version of yourself. Okay, and this is going to open up tons of opportunity to you. You just got to be smart. You got to have a plan. You got to stick to the plan, because even if we have the most beautiful plan laid out, right? The most nailed down to the minute, to the day plan, things are going to happen. Things are going to go wonky. That's just life. All right. And the only thing that's consistent with life is change. Okay. Change is always going to happen. And it's basically is inconsistency as well. But if we set good goals, like, think about the lifestyle that you really want to live, that instead of thinking about what kind of business you're going to do, think about what kind of lifestyle you want to live. Use this money to build that lifestyle so that you can live a great life. That's what I'm trying to get at, okay? This is a better way to think. And the whole goal of Credit Leverage X is to teach you how to leverage this money to create income. So that, like, people get so stuck, and I was the same way, in thinking that they have to work themselves to death in order to make a lot of money. Okay, it's just not true. You can start to use your mind and you can start making a lot more money than you ever could with your hands, with your body, with your time. Okay? And we're going to teach you that throughout this course. And that's like the big epiphany that you need to learn, is that it's easier to get, first, it's easier to get access to lots of money than it is to earn lots of money right now in the way that the world is. Okay? Got to get that out of your head. Earning money is beautiful. I've done it my entire life. I was in the army, the oil field, construction. Now, you name it, I've fucking done it. And took me years, though, to figure out that I could just get access to money a lot easier, to save up 50 grand. Some people make 50 grand. It takes a whole year or even 2 years of their life. And that's saving every penny. Okay? You can get 50 grand right now by working with us, fixing your credit, doing the funding, setting up your LLC, doing it correctly. Okay? So that is the big thing that you need to understand. Okay? But this main video, the main focus is, let's make a plan. Okay? Let's have a goal. Even if you don't know exactly what the goal is, I want you to start with the ideal lifestyle, and I want you to write it down. This is what I want my lifestyle to look like. Okay? And then now we're going to get into kind of the hippy dippy stuff, but this is what you need to do. You need to set the goal. You need to have the vision. You need to be able to hold it in your mind and be able to see it. Okay? And then this is what I need you to do. I need you to start journaling. Okay, I need you to journal every day. Make this your entrepreneurial journal, your funding journal. And you don't have to have a notebook. You don't have to have anything fancy. You can have a computer. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on the piece of paper. But you need to start journaling. If you could, I would do it twice a day, but at least once a day. Okay, every morning when you're having your coffee and you're like, what am I trying to do with my life? What am I doing? Journal. And the reason you need to journal is twofold. Number one, you need to have the goal. Okay. But number two, you need to be able to learn how to communicate with yourself and hold yourself accountable and tell yourself what you need to do, right? You need to be able to talk to yourself as if you're your own best life coach, okay? Sounds very crazy, sounds very interesting, but this is how we do it. We have to come to the realization that the little dude in our head doesn't always have our best interest. The dude in our head, or the lady in our head, or the voice in our head, whatever you got going on in there, is lazy. It is emotional. It is based on chemicals. It will always resort back to the simplest, the mean, the easiest way, the pleasure. Okay, it doesn't like pain. It doesn't like anything. And sometimes in order to get where we need to go, you got to go through a little bit of pain. You got to put in a little bit of extra hours, a little bit of extra work. And you got to tell yourself, you got to put yourself on manual mode. All right, that's a big thing. Instead of just like floating around, waiting for life to happen to you, okay? You need to set a goal, put yourself on manual mode, do the things you need to do to get to the goal. So write down the goal, break down, reverse engineer it now. Okay, what are the steps that need to happen to get there? So you start with the goal at the bottom, and then you say, I'm here. What are the steps that need to happen for me to get to this goal? All right, and then you just basically make a relationship with yourself, with God, with the universe, with flying spaghetti monster, whatever you're into. And you basically say, look, I'm going to do these tasks. What I need from you, God, what I need from you, universe, is I need you to let these things happen for me, and they will start to unfold if you work this way, if you work this magic, okay? This is the truth, okay? And the reason that we need to journal every day is, first we need to have the goal, but we need to journal every day so we can keep track of ourselves. So we can, if you're not tracking, you're just fucking around. If you're not tracking where you're at, if you don't know how much money is coming in and out of your bank account, if you don't know how much you're spending on marketing, if you don't know how much you're going to spend on a car, or a house, and you're just fucking around. You're not taking your life seriously. You're just basically being super passive and you're not focused. So we got to set the goal. We need to journal every day or every week. If you just did it every week, it's fine. But you need to make a deadline. You need to be consistent with it, okay? Set the goal. Break it down into bite-sized chunks, okay? And then the number one thing out of all this is you need to work on this daily. Find the habits that you can create that will get you to your goal that you can do daily to get there. Okay. If your goal right now is just fix your credit and get funding, every single day, look at your credit. Every single day, learn what banks are in your area and see how you can put 50 or $100 in those banks. Open up bank accounts, open up LLCs, expand on your knowledge. Okay. Ask me questions. I'm here to help you, and get yourself going. Okay. You can do those daily. You can look at your bank account daily and see what is it that's taking money away from me that is not adding to my life. Okay. If you're trying to make more money, these are the daily habits you need to create, because all we have is our 3-foot world, right? And 24 hours today. Having goals is the vision. Okay. And we're going to pull that vision. We're going to force that vision to happen to us by doing these things, by setting the goals. Okay. Having a plan, working the plan, tracking the plan. Okay. And then I'm going to throw a little bit of woo woo in there. And I want you to visualize before you go to bed every night. I want you to think about your goal, and I want you to really create the vision. Okay. You can do vision boards and all that stuff too, but this is what I have found works for me is before I go to sleep, I visualize the life that I want to live. Okay. That way, while I sleep, my subconscious can start to solve my problems and figure out how we're going to get there. Okay. If you go to sleep angry and complaining about your life, all your subconscious is going to do is figure out how to make that reflection happen tomorrow. It's going to make it shitty. So if you truly want to become successful, you need to have a plan. Okay. You need to journal. You need to track your progress on the plan. You need to create daily habits to get you from here to there. And then you really need to journal and visualize these things. And then you got to put in the work, and you got to put yourself on manual mode to do the work. Okay. Have chunks of time where you just focus on this. Like if you can't find 1 hour a day to focus on creating your best life, I can't do anything for you. Okay. It's all about time management, and maybe you got to wake up early. Maybe you got to stay a little bit later. Maybe you got to just take your lunch break, and instead of watching TikTok, you just focus on your dreams and your goals, and you journal and you write down the next steps to get you where you want to go. And then basically start with your goal, break it into bite-sized chunks, and then just go to work. Put yourself on manual mode. Okay, this is what I need to do. And then don't do anything else until that's done. And then scratch it off your list. Okay, and it feels real good to actually write this on a piece of paper and then just scratch it off. And you can keep that piece of paper in your pocket. And if you're ever trying to figure out, like, what am I doing? Pull it out. What's the next thing on my to-do list? Okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to start thinking about. This is what I need to focus on. This is who. And if you don't know how to get to the next step, if you don't know how to do it, right, it's a who question then. Who can I talk to help me figure out how to do this? What book can I read to help me figure out how to do this? What do I need to put into Google that will give me the answers on how to do this? All right, you're not helpless. You can do anything you put your mind to. This is just how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to start. So make a plan for every dollar. Make a plan for every dollar. Make a plan on how you're going to get that money. Obviously, talk to me. And then once you actually get the money, though, work the plan. Don't sabotage yourself. That's a big thing. People self-sabotage themselves all the time because they'll come into a large sum of money, and instead of sticking to the plan, they'll go blow it or something, or they'll make a poor investment because they don't know what they're doing. That's why we need to nail down this right now and prevent ourselves from sabotaging our future self. Instead of self-sabotaging our future self, we want to set our future self up for success. All the work that you put in today is just work that your future self will thank you for. All the times that you've been lazy is your future self is going to have to work. Okay? So just because, during most of your life you haven't done a lot of work, it means you might have to start playing catch up. Okay. And then also, like I said at the beginning, set better goals. Okay. Think about your lifestyle that you want to live. What town do you want to live in? What kind of house do you want to have? What kind of car do you want to drive? What do you want to look like? What do you want to spend your time doing? And then create the lifestyle. Okay. Start to, and the thing is that a lot of people get fucked up on is it doesn't take money to have class. Okay. That's something you'll learn real quick. I hang out with a lot of classless rich people. And you don't have to have money to start living your best life either. The money, if you don't have any money, it can be real stressful, right? But getting to the point where you have enough money to pay your bills and you can live carefree, that might be your goal. Like you don't have to set goals to become a fucking billionaire just because everybody tells you that's the way to be. Maybe you just make enough money to passively pay all your bills, you get to work on your passions. Maybe you could just make enough money to pay all your bills so that you can spend time with your family and take care of your kids or your parents. Set the goals that are really important to you. And then now that I talked about the parents thing, it's really important to know why you're doing this as well. You know, if you want to buy your mom a house, get a picture of your mom, put it right there on your desk and say, okay, for the next hour, I'm working towards buying my mom a house. And it's going to motivate you. It's going to light that fire under your ass. Because there's a lot of times where you're just going to be aimlessly floating in life, right? And when you could be putting your mind to work on solving your next problem so that you can get to the next level in your life. And you can also learn ways to leverage so that other people can start to work for you, because you're going to have access to money. You're going to have opportunity. You're going to have a dream so big that everybody else wants to jump on board your ship, because your ship is fucking going places. They didn't have any dreams. They didn't know what they were doing. Now they're going to come and work for you because you have clarity. You have the vision. You have the dream. That was a lot. Appreciate you. But this is where we start. Make a dream. Make a goal. And then break it down into bite-sized chunks. And really, I'm serious, start journaling and start tracking what needs to happen to get to the next step. And then just be a savage. Keep going. And just remember, it's not always going to be a straight line. You just got to, if you get off path, you got to be able to come back. You got to remember what you're doing, remember where you're going, and then just be relentless and you will get there.